The budget line got trimmed in '94, a number nobody fought to restore. The class size grew and the lab went dark. The teacher left and left a smaller mark. No headline ran, no panic filled the street. The invoice wouldn't come for a decade beat. The children learned what the budget allowed and carried the gap beneath the average crowd. The cost is not immediate, the damage is not visible. The invoice won't arrive until 20 years have passed. She sat in a classroom with 38 chairs, not enough books, and the ceiling that leaked. She learned what the system had left to provide and walked out to a market that priced her outside. This is the story the budget forgot. This is the return on the cut it got. The invisible invoice delayed and compounding. The cost of the silence still growing, still mounting. Still mounting. They celebrated the surplus on the slide. The balanced budget was the moment of pride. What they did not calculate in that room was the compound effect of the learning vacuum. Every cohort that graduated then carried the deficit locked within. The skills that weren't taught, the knowledge deferred. The invisible invoice never transferred. 20 years of compound on a cut they made in a meeting. 20 years of compound on a number they erased. The children became adults and the adults inherited the deficit that the budget called a saving. She sat in a classroom with 38 chairs, not enough books, and a ceiling that leaked. She learned what the system had left to provide and walked out to a market that priced her outside. This is the story the budget forgot. This is the return on the cut it got. The invisible invoice delayed and compounding. The cost of the silence still growing, still mounting. They called it fiscal discipline. The children called it learning without enough. The invoice arrived 20 years later. Nobody remembered who signed the cut. Chart. The funding vote got tabled from the start. They set next cycle, set next fiscal year. Next cycle road and still the hammer's here. They ran the numbers for the short-term gain, and every shortcut saves them some campaign. The road cracks open, something gives below. The pipe bursts cold where the repair charts show. Not an accident, not an oversight, not a failure of design, but a failure to invest in time. Who built it cheap and called it done? Who signed the waiver when the cost was run? Who cut the budget when the ratings held? Who left the fracture where the water swelled? The sewer map is 40 years of rust. The power grid creaks under pressure and dust. The maintenance got pushed to next year's line, and next year never caught the amber sign. They put the GDP in, show the growth, but infrastructure runs on commitment. Both the will to spend before the fracture falls, and the math to count the cost inside the walls. Not an accident, not an oversight, not a failure of design, but a failure to invest in time. Who built it cheap and called it done? Who signed the waiver when the cost was run? Who cut the budget when the ratings held? Who left the fracture where the water swelled? Short-term savings, long-term invoice. They won't be here to pay the difference. Without a sound, one fewer species on the living ground. No funeral held, no press release was sent. One line deleted from the document. The system ran the math on profit first. The habitat was factored for the worst. The margin won, the living record shrunk. Another chapter permanently sunk. You don't get it back, you don't reverse the column. Once the last one goes, the registry closes that page. Gone, without a reversal. Gone, without a retrieval. Gone, every single species, every permanent deletion. Gone, they handed you a world. Every reduction, your inheritance. Without a vote, the food chain logged a fraction, no one wrote. The web adjusted, something held the weight, but every cut brings forward the last date. They said the market would correct the cost. They said technology would find the source. Meanwhile, the numbers on the list run down. Another entry crossed out underground. This is permanent, this is not a trend. This is not a number you adjust. This is not a pivot you announce. This is the end of a line. This is not recoverable. The Last Registry closed on their watch. The pyramid inverted on the chart, fewer at the base, more at the top. Nobody designed this, nobody planned, but somebody has to hold the stand. The dependency ratio grew, the formula collapsed on demographic math. Birth rates dropped and nobody cleared the path. Not a moral verdict, just a shift in weight, just the numbers running at a different rate. Carry the weight. It wasn't your design. Carry the weight, but question every line. Carry the weight, demand the system bends. Carry the weight until the structure mends. They'll tell you this is natural, this is how the generations turn and pay their vow. But natural doesn't mean it's share right. Natural doesn't mean the load is right. The ratio is real, the math is clear. But who adjusts the system every year? Who redesigns the transfer? Who revises? Nobody moves until the pressure rises. Carry the weight. It wasn't your design. Carry the weight, but question every line. Carry the weight, demand the system bends. Carry the weight until the structure mends. Crossed an invisible line and the shell became too thin to hold the brine. The coral felt it first and calcified thin. A million years of reef undone from within. In decades, not in eons, not in time. Just a fraction shifted past the stable line. The ocean absorbed half of what you burn. The carbon taking neutrality turn. Acid creeping through the food chain. Slow, a chemistry change, no generation undoes. The time scale runs too deep for any new cycle. The ocean shifts in centuries, not years and centuries. I'm not in the guarantees. They handed you the acid and the arrears. 0.2 pH units since industrialization. 0.2 pH units and the shell world breaks. Oh, this is not noise. This is a measurement. This is a verified, documented, irreversible measurement. And you inherited pH of silence. No work, no one announced it. pH of silence. The acid compounds it. pH of silence. The reef calcifies. pH of silence. The chemistry never lies. The ocean is speaking in chemistry terms. The ocean is speaking, nobody learns. pH of silence. Louder now. pH of silence. The legacy counts. 0.2 units. Permanent. Inherited. Ow! Yeah! Pop! 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 You weren't there to see. They burned the coal and laughed at the return and left the bill for your hands to burn. Every degree signed with someone else's name. Every flood tide loaded on a different frame. Your future sold the last quarter's rate. Carbon stacked high at your door and gate. You didn't sign it, you didn't vote it, but you will carry it from the moment they wrote it. Carbon bill, your name on the debt. Carbon bill, the invoice you never sent. Carbon bill, your name on the debt. Pay it forward, or pay it with regret. Or pay it with regret. The factory ran and filled the ledger red. The sky absorbed what nobody said. They called it growth while the meter climbed. Counted their gold and left the rest behind. Now the coastline moves and the river runs thin. The profit locked safe where it's always been. You inherit this with zero in your hand. The ones who signed it don't hold this land. This is a transfer, not a disaster, not an act of God, not a force of nature. This is a line item on a balance sheet with your name at the bottom and the feet on your neck. Carbon bill, your name on the debt. Carbon bill, the invoice you never sent. Carbon bill, your name on the debt. Pay it forward, or pay it with regret. They cash the check. You hold the consequence. They shook your grandfather's hand in 53. A system built on good faith and decree. The numbers ran on paper, neat and clean. The finest social contract ever seen. They told your father it would hold for him. The math was simple and the future bright. They told your mother count on this machine. By the time you looked, the gears were seized. They built the bridge and walked across it clean. Left half the planks behind when they were done. You're supposed to cross it in between the promise and the broken run. You reached for what they said was yours to take, but every handhold crumbles in your grip. A contract voided for your children's sake. A silent fracture in the partnership. Partnership. Nobody called a meeting to revise. Nobody posted it between the lines. The map just shifted somewhere in the dark. A quiet erosion leaving no clear mark. And when they asked if it would hold the weight, the expert smiled and said it's looking great. But underneath the actuarial calm, the structure cracked along the oldest seam. Not a collapse, slow erasure. Not the theft, a quiet fracture. Not a crime, a policy failure. A silence that the math will not erase. They built the bridge and walked across it clean. Left off the planks behind when they were done. You're supposed to cross it in between the promise and the broken run. You reached for what they said was yours to take, but every handhold crumbles in your grip. A contract voided for your children's sake. A silent fracture in the partnership. challenge in a court or in a square. The social contract dissolved in open air. You can't protest a comment in the clause. You can't appeal a demographic pause. The number shift, the promises dissolve. The broken machine just gets renamed and sold. They built the bridge and walked across it clean. Left half the planks behind when they were done. Just a post and cross it in between. Between the promise and the broken run. You reach for what they said was yours to take, but every handhold crumbles in your grip. A contract voided for your children's sake. A silent fracture in the partnership. Partnership. They will tell you the math changed. They will not tell you who decided to stop counting. Sat still while the value climbed the wall. The owner watched the equity grow tall. They didn't build it twice, they held it right. And every year the market proved them bright. Meanwhile the rent ate half the monthly take. The deposit grew beyond what hands could make. The ratio moved, the income didn't track. The door moved further every quarter back. Not a failure of ambition, not a failure of the work, not a failure of the savings, just a failure of the structure. Keys left, the door moved back. No keys left, the ladder cracked. No keys left, harder now. No keys left, the gap won't bow. No keys left, feel the weight of it. No keys left, maximum. The market split. The policy picked the asset over access. The planning board picked scarcity, no contest. Supply stayed low because the numbers held, and the ones who held the numbers never swelled. The cost of building more cut into someone's equity, so the vote went no, and the door stayed shut on entry. The zoning map became a well protection scheme, and the door moved back for those who entered late on the scene. This is a policy outcome, not a natural disaster, not an invisible hand, a visible hand that chose who gets to own and who pays rent to those who own until the rent owns them. No keys left, the door moved back. No keys left, the ladder cracked. No keys left, harder now. No keys left, the gap won't bow. No keys left, feel the weight of it. No keys left, maximum. The market split. They said the market decided. They were the market. margin's been cracked. They call it farming, but the math is theft. When what you take exceeds what's left. 1,000 years to build 1 inch. 1 decade drilled it to a pinch. The crop insurance pays the loss this year. Next year the soil just isn't there. They'll sell the land before the verdict lands and let the next generation understand. What grows on nothing? What feeds on depletion? What system runs profit on irreversible consumption? Depleted, 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 depleted. Extract and extract. Depleted. They took till the margin cracked. They left you what's left when the margin's been cracked. Just the asymmetric math of centuries, mind and seasons. They ran the numbers forward. They never ran them back. Depleted, 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 depleted. Depleted, extract and extract. Depleted, they took till the margin cracked. They left you what's left when the margin's been cracked. The soil didn't run out. It was consumed. There is a difference. Carved 10,000 years of rain into a reservoir beneath the plain. Slow accumulation, glacier melt and seep. The kind of process nobody can repeat. They drilled the well and pulled the century out. 3 decades flat, no reason left to doubt. The meter dropped and still the pump ran deep. A dead pulled dry from the permanent deep. The contract said the water rights were valid till the bed ran dry, and nothing followed in the pipe. The morning came and the faucet gave no life. No emergency declared in time to act. The aquifer just left and didn't look back. They said efficient, said industrial, and left a dried out legacy for all. You didn't pump it, you didn't sign the extraction plan, but you will stand above the dry bed and cup your empty hand. Of the quarterly bell. This is the cost that gets passed down the line. This is what the D transfers in time. Deplete a kefir, dry well legacy, empty water table, borrowed century, everything extracted, nothing left to draw. Well inherit traded the power for a generation. They left the waste for 100 generations. That is the arrangement. You did not agree to this.
The reactor ran for 30 years of output. The rod decayed but kept this lethal output. They filled the drum and sealed it with a lock. A warning carved in stone to outlast every clock. 10,000 years before the reading drops. 10,000 years past, every empire stops. Every dynasty gone, every language dead. Still the drum holds what they buried in the bed. They made the power, you hold the poison. They ran the grid, you got the remnant. The power is gone, but the danger stays. The benefit expired, but the cost remains. Gone and permanent, dead and alive. Consumed and toxic, payment will arrive. Payment will arrive.
How do you warn a language not yet born? How do you mark a boundary not yet drawn? They built the sign in 7 tongues today, but 10,000 years erodes every word away.
The drums were stacked below the mountain grade. A monument to choices already made. You will inherit the facility, the bill of maintenance and the liability. No vote was cast on your behalf that day. No representative stood up to say, we cannot leave this burden without consent. We cannot sign a 10,000-year rent.
The power is gone,
But the danger stays.
the benefit expired,
But the cost remains.
gone and permanent.
Dead and alive, consumed and toxic.
Payment will arrive. Payment will arrive. The light that ran through those wires is long gone. The dead it left will outlast every language we speak today.
Read the number on the wall in front of you. A trillion stacked on top of something new. Not your choice, not your name on any page. Not your vote that fired this spending rage. They signed the bond and split the borrowed weight. Scheduled the repayment for a later date. Later is the word that gets you every time. Later means your earnings pay their climb. No, the bill was held at midnight when they signed. No referendum crossed a single mind. Democratic process has a shelf life clause, and it expires before the next applause. The debt grows faster than the discourse runs. The payment due before your story's done. You carry this without a line of say. An unsigned obligation on its way.
Not your signature, not your representative, not your generation's deficit, but your address on the invoice. You owe it, you owe it.
Louder now!
You owe it,
Hear it break!
you owe it.
Feel the weight! An unsigned ledger with your name in place.
This is what a transfer looks like. Without a contract, without a witness, without your consent.